Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is Steve. How are you today? Well, real quick, we wanted to show you how we did the program in Vcarve Pro for our little CNC Valentine's Day router project, okay? First thing we're going to do, we're going to open up our copy of Vcarve Pro. I'm going to go in, I'm going to create a new file, and because I want this box to be small, delicate, and dainty, I'm going to use a workspace of 6 inches by 6 inches. I think I'm going to look for a piece of 2-inch material in the back of the shop. Our starting position on our datum is always the center, and our units of measurement in the United States is inches. I always start off the very top surface of my material for my z-axis reading. We click OK. Now what we've done is we have clearly done you another, we have another small package with the imagery that you can use, as well as these programs. So please feel free again to help yourself, download them, distribute them, and do with them as you see fit, folks, okay? Alright, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to drag in the image of the heart from the folder. It's PDF, so it's already a vectorized image. Okay, once we've dragged it in, or you can come up to import vectors from a file, and you can go in this way and you can grab it as well. Alright, let's highlight our surface. We're going to make sure that we are in Edit Objects, Selection Mode. We'll come down to Transform Objects, Align Selected Objects, and we want to get him dead center. Now, this heart is too big, so we're going to resize him real quick. We're going to come in here and we're going to make him, let's say on height, let's go 5. We leave the X and Y box checked, so symmetrically Vcarve Pro will automatically get your width or your height, whichever one you adjust. The other one will be readjusted proportionate and correctly in the CAD software. We close this out. Now I want to take this and I'm going to offset this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, I'm going to copy him, we're going to right click, and we're going to paste him. We have our second heart in here. Now what I want to do is I want to take a little bit around all of this off, and let's try 4.5. I'm going to shoot for roughly a 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Okay, let's again make sure your link X and Y is checked. We close the box. Transform Objects, Align Selected Objects. We go back to the center. Now I don't exactly like this profile here, so what I'll have to do in order to make this correctly, so that we have basically, I want to have kind of the same clearance all the way around this. So let's take right now and let's go to Edit Objects, Node Editing. Alright, I'm going to grab this one node here. I'm going to pull him down. I'm just going to eyeball this. I'm not going to get too fussy. I want to make sure that symmetrically I'm kind of the same here. Alright, that we can do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to focus on this big pocket right here. Now, if you wanted, you could go in under your Edit Objects, Node Edit, and you can click on these, and if you wanted, you could take and you can adjust them if you want to try to get your symmetry a little better. I'm not too worried about it though. I've made a few of these. The end product always comes out nice. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is we're going to pocket out this center. Now, depending upon the size that you make is ultimately going to depend on the size end mill you can use for your pocket. I will, for the sake of this, just use a 1/4 inch. Alright, we're going to come in here. We're going to change our bit over, and we're going to use a 1/4 inch end mill. Set up your feeds and speeds, of course, to your equipment. We will come up here. I know that I am going to want to go in on 2 inches of material. Let's go down, say 1.5 inches will be our cut depth. We're going to hog this out. And we'll go in and we'll do up to 1/4 of an inch at a pass. Alright, everybody. And for the sake of time, we have also gone in and I've changed the tooling around just a little. I have to go in 1.5 inches. I'm going to use a 1/2 inch end mill instead of 1/4, and this is the reason being. When you go into your toolpath operations, you can look at summary of all toolpaths. With a 1/4 inch end mill, it was going to take me close to 20 minutes, and with a 1/2 inch end mill, it's going to take me 2.5 minutes. So that is self-explanatory as far as time goes. The one thing we will do is we do have to cut this out. Let's go into toolpath operations, profile toolpath. Now, we have a cut depth here that we're going to need to cut this out. And let's go 2.015. We'll go 15 thousandths beyond our 2 inch. I will use an end mill. 60 IPM, I don't mind. This is going to be a heavy maple, so I'm not going to run the the feeds and speeds really crazy with this at all. What we are going to do, we're going to stay to the outside right. We are going to add just a few tabs. 6 will be more than enough. Close it out, and let's calculate it. Yes, we know that we're going to go through the material by 15 thousandths. Okay, let's preview all toolpaths again, and there we have it. We have our full piece all cut out. We have our tabs in. Everything looks good. We have a nice wall thickness. It's going to be hardwood. If you're going to go with a soft, you may want to adjust to make your wall thickness a little bit thicker to give the piece some integrity. But all in all, I like that. It is a very simple piece, but once it's sanded and it's done up, it will look very good. Well, let's pause this real quick. We're going to go over. We're going to jump on the lid now, and we're going to get you guys a lid made. Okay? All right. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, everybody. Well, let's move on to the lid. All I've done is I've taken a copy of the actual lower box itself, the lower box assembly. Well, we pocketed out the 1.5 inches, and what we've done is we've brought this in. Now, I don't need this pocket, nor any of the toolpath functions that we had, because we're starting all new ones. So, you can do this one of 2 ways. If you don't care about a decorative bevel or any type of fancy edge, it's going to be super easy. We'll do it real quick right now. What we're going to do is we're going to come in and let's set our material. And our material thickness for our lid is not going to be 2 inches. It's going to be 0.5. I'm going to go with a 1/2 inch lid. Now, what I'll do to keep all this straight, if you don't want to go with a beveled edge, is simply this. Highlight the 2 of these. We're going to do a pocket in between the outer and inner wall. And I'm only going to go down, say, 1/8 of an inch. We'll do this with a small end mill. Let's come into our tool database here. End mill, 1/4 inch right there. Adjust again, feeds and speeds to your particular equipment. And the reason that I don't feel that there are any 2 feeds and speeds that are the same is mainly because we don't all run the same equipment. Some of you have routers, like myself. I have the biggest router, but yet I don't have a spindle. And you guys with the bigger industrial spindles, well, you can run at much faster production speeds. You need to know what feeds and speeds your particular piece of equipment can run at. A desktop with a little 1 horsepower router is not going to clearly handle feeds and speeds, especially in dense hardwood materials, like, say, a 3 or a 4 kilowatt spindle would. It's a breeze for a piece of machinery that big, but you've got to understand you need to slow things down for your particular piece of equipment. Okay? All right. We're going to pocket out the lid. Let's go pocket. And we'll call this lid. All right. Now with our pocket programmed into the underside of our lid, let's take a peek at that real quick. Alright, there's our first one. We'll add a little bit of color so that we can see. This is what we've cut out. Alright, let's go back. Now let's go and let's cut this out. Same thing again, we're going to add tabs. Helps if I highlight the area where we want those tabs first. We're going to call this profile cutout. We have a 1/4 inch end mill in place. We are outside the line. Remember, if you cut on the inside, you'll end up losing 1/4 inch all the way around the interior of the box dimensionally. Your lid's going to look kind of silly. So we want to make sure that we're outside. We're going to set our cut depth to 0.510 because remember, the lid's only 1/2 inch. Let's preview all toolpaths one last time. And there's the cutout for our lid. Alright, now as we can see, we have our pocket. This would be the underside. So, put your fascia side, the top of your box that you want seen, down on your table. Okay? Now, we'll pretend for a minute that you did want to put a bevel on this. You can leave it as is right now. Knock off your tabs, sand them out smooth, and work your lid a little bit. It may go on a little snug, but you can work it with a little sandpaper or like a little roto-zip tool just to get these edges right here down to what you need. Then your lid will seat nice and tight. What we're going to do is we're also going to show you real quick is if you wanted to put a bevel on this, all right? So you guys hang on and we'll be right back. All right, so you've decided you want to go with a bevel on the outer edge. No problem. What we need to do is keep our material symmetric. In this case, we are working off of a block of 6 inch by 6 inch by 1/2 inch. What I would do in this case, I'd put my pocket in on my backside. I'd plane my material flat. I'd put my pocket on the back. You've seen me time and time again, a lot of you who have been following us for a while. We block our material in, or I screw it to the table. Okay, I do not use my clamps for the most part. Alright, with our pocket run on the back side of our lid, as we can clearly see here, we've only gone in that 1/8 inch just so that our lid will seat on top of our box. And if you're completely happy that way, perfect. Job's done. However, if you do want to put the bevel on the outer edge, these are the steps you need to take. You'll run your profile just like you did here. However, you do not do the cutout at this point. What we would do, after we run the pocket, we would take our piece out and we do an even flip on it. Reblock it back in and bring your gantry for your X and Y starting coordinate that you originally put in for this. Sorry, retract your gantry. Bring it back to your starting position for this piece. And then we'll be ready to put the bevel in. The bevel is as simple. Let's go up to Profile Toolpath. We're going to say, let's go in 90 thousandths. That'll be a decent bevel. We need to select our tool, which will be a 90-degree V-bit, 1/2 inch diameter. Again, guys, you'll need to set your feeds and speeds to your particular piece of equipment. Okay, we're going to call this outer bevel. It's just a personal thing. I've always liked the chamfer or a little 45-degree pitch on a lot of my my work, so that's just how I happen to do it. By no means, do you have to feel obligated to make these however you see fit. The other thing we need to do, because we're putting the bevel on the outside of the lid, we want to keep the bevel to the inside. I want the very edge of that bevel to end no further than the very edge of that box. If we go to the outside, it's going to have the lid hanging over. So we'll go inside. We've got everything set. We got our bevel set. Let's hit calculate. Let's reset, and we're just going to preview this one particular path. Alrighty. Basically, by doing this on the inside, I know that the very outer point of that bevel will be the very outer edge of the box. So again, it will leave just a nice little chamfer on the edge if you choose, nothing more, nothing less. Then we would turn around and we would run our cutout at that point. You are going to need to show advanced toolpath options. You will need to come down to your cutout for your inside right, but then whatever you had set for your depth of your bevel, put here. We did our bevel at 90 thousandths. We're going to do our offset at 90 thousandths. That 90 thousandths is going to be the difference from the very top of that box to that very bottom edge. Alright? We would calculate. Yeah. Alright guys, well, that's pretty much all there is to it. This is our lid. Although the picture does not depict the beveled edge very well, nonetheless, it is there. Now, you can choose to bevel or no bevel. That's entirely up to you, or you may choose to put in a different forming bit and put a different edge around it. I don't know. That's going to be entirely up to you, but this was a simple box, simple to make, and it will all be included in the package again for you guys to download. Feel free to do with these as you see fit, okay? The heart-shaped graphic that we pulled in is always from openclipart.org. They are a free-to-use, free open-source graphic clip art supplier, and there is no penalty whatsoever for using these for personal or commercial use, okay? Well, I hope this helped. Guys, stay tuned. We'll have a little bit more of the assembly and the finishing of this as we go, but we wanted to get this out to you, and as always, I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you got out with you and yours, and you got to have some fun, and cold or not. But again, thank you everybody for your subscribing and your support, and just making sure that we're headed in the direction that we want to go ourselves. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you Wednesday for the midweek shout out. Have a safe week.